Good morning, children. Yesterday we studied about eukaryotic cell, prokaryotic cell, plasmolysis. Today we'll be studying about the nucleus of the cell. Okay. So the nucleus is the largest organelle of eukaryotic cell. Okay, it's the largest organelle of eukaryotic cell, and it is the controlling center of the cell. Okay, like the cell is performing digestion, circulation, excretion, respiration, and the overall control is done by the nucleus. Like in the school, see, the students are studying, teachers are teaching, people are doing their work, and the overall control is done by the administration. So same way, the nucleus is the controlling center of the cell. Okay. Now the nucleus, you can just draw the figure from anywhere in your copy, and then after that we can proceed to explain about the nucleus. The nucleus is surrounded by a covering which is called nuclear membrane. Okay, so we divide the nucleus into number one, nuclear membrane and nuclear pore. NucLEAR, nuclear membrane, and nuclear pore, PORE, nuclear membrane and nuclear pore, PORE, that is nuclear pore, nuclear membrane and nuclear pore. Okay, and then you can write second is nucleoplasm. All right, NucLeoplasm, nucleoplasm. The third is nucleolus, NucLeolus, and the last is chromatin material. So under these four headings, we'll try to study the nucleus in detail. Okay, what are they? Nuclear membrane, nuclear and nuclear pore, we can write it together. Second is nucleoplasm. Third is nucleolus, and fourth is chromatin material. Okay, so these are the different steps while learning the nucleus of the cell. Okay, so first let us write about nuclear membrane or nuclear pore. Under this, the nucleus is covered by a double layered membrane. What will you write? The nucleus is covered by a double layered membrane, which is called nuclear membrane. All right. The nuclear membrane has fine holes, which are called nuclear pores. Nuclear membrane has got fine holes, and these are called nuclear pores. With the help of these pores, it is in contact with the cytoplasm of the cell. With the help of these pores, it is in contact with the cytoplasm of the cell. Okay, so this is the covering of the nucleus. It is also called nuclear membrane. Then second, we come to nucleoplasm. Number second, nucleo. We are studying the structure of nucleus. So the second thing is nucleoplasm. NucLeoplasm. It is a fluid present inside the nucleus. Just like inside the cell, we have cytoplasm, which is a fluid. So similarly, inside the nucleus, we have a fluid which is called nucleoplasm. It contains raw materials, enzymes, proteins, minerals, metal ions, etc. Metal ions like sodium with a positive sign on the top is a Na plus, isn't it? Then also we have potassium with a positive sign K plus on the top, isn't it? So that is a potassium ion, sodium ions, all these are present. So nucleoplasm is a fluid and it contains raw materials, enzymes, proteins, minerals, metal ions, etc. Okay. Then after that, so this fluid inside the nucleus is called nucleoplasm. Okay, it is also in some books, it may be written nuclear sap. So don't get confused. It is the same thing. NUCLEAR, nuclear, SAP, sap. Okay, so all these are the same. Either you write nucleoplasm or you can also write it as nuclear sap. Clear, children? Okay, then third, we come to nucleolus. What is nucleolus? We studied about nucleoplasm. Now let us come to nucleolus. It is a ball-like structure present inside the nucleus. Whenever you look at the figure of the nucleus, you will find a dark ball-like structure which is called nucleolus. All right, what does it contain? It contains RNA, capital R, capital N, capital A, which is called, what is the full form of RNA? RNA is ribose nucleic acid, RIBOSE, ribose nucleic, NUCLEIC, nucleic acid, ribose nucleic acid. Okay, that is known as RNA. All right. And also, we can say its main work is protein synthesis. So what is the nucleolus doing? Nucleolus is helping in protein synthesis. All right, it is very dense. It is dark staining, granular structure. It is rich in RNA, and its main work is to form proteins. So that is nucleolus. Then we come to the chromatin material. The chromatin material, the whole thing is called chromatin material. It looks as if it is like, like a zigzag mass of hair, you can say. When you don't comb your hair, it gets entangled, and that structure is chromatin material. Pull out one chromosome from it and try to study. So it is made up of fine thread-like structures called chromosomes. All right. It is made up of fine thread-like structures called chromosomes. All right. A chromosome, it's made up of fine thread-like structures called chromosomes. 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 Okay. So the chromatin material is made up of thread-like structures called chromosomes. A single chromosome, how does it look like? A single chromosome, it consists of, single chromosome has got two arms which are called chromatids, and in the center it is joined by a structure which is known as the centromere. All right. So the two arms are called chromatids, and in the center, it is joined by a structure which is known as centromere. CENTROMERE. Centromere is that structure in the center, and the two arms of chromosome, they are known as chromatids, like this. See, it is this way, these two, the center point where my fingers are joining, this will be the centromere, and the two structures on the top and bottom, these arms, may one, this arm and this one, may be called the chromatids. Clear? So this is one part, this is another part. These are the chromatids, and they are joined in the center by a structure called centromere. Okay, so a chromosome, pull out that thread, take it under the microscope, see it. So a chromosome is made up of two arms like this. These two arms are called chromatids, this one and this one. And they are joined in the center where my fingers are joining here. This is known as the centromere. Okay, and on these structures, they have fine dots are present all over. These are known as genes. GENES, not the genes that you wear. The genes are tiny structures on the chromosomes, and the genes are made up of DNA. Capital D, capital N, capital A. What is the full form of DNA? Deoxyribose nucleic acid. DEOXYRIBOSE. Deoxyribose nucleic acid. NUCLEIC. Deoxyribose nucleic acid. So on the chromosomes, we have these tiny structures. What are they called? They are known as genes, and the genes are made up of DNA. What do the chromosomes, genes, DNA, what are they doing? They are carriers of hereditary characters. Genes are the carrier, chromosomes and genes are carriers of hereditary characters. HEREDI, hereditary, TARY, hereditary characters. They are the carriers of hereditary, means resemblance between parents and offspring. Why does a cat give birth only to kittens? Why does a dog give birth only to puppies? Why does a rose plant produce only rose buds? Because of these genes and chromosomes. All right, it carries the characters from parents to the offspring or the young one. Okay, so the genes and chromosomes are carriers of hereditary characters. Okay, I'll try to show you the nucleus. All right, a figure which I can share with you here of the nucleus. So let us try to just see the nucleus. Okay, we can see the nucleus here somewhere. Here we have. Okay, we are not able to get it right now. Anyway, you see the structure of nucleus from any book, you will be able to see it. Okay, and then after studying about this, let us come to the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a fluid which is present between cell membrane and nucleus. What is cytoplasm? It is a fluid which is present between cell membrane and nucleus. Okay, it contains 90% water. It contains 90% water together with sugars, amino acid, minerals, vitamins, etc. Okay, so after studying about the structure of nucleus, we are talking about the cytoplasm. Contains 90% water together with sugars, amino acid, mineral, vitamins, etc. It helps to distribute substances inside the cell. Various small structures are floating in it. Okay, and in the cytoplasm, you can find various membrane-bound organelles floating in it, like Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria. Isn't it? Different type of cell organelles are floating in the cytoplasm of the cell. Okay, so this is about the cytoplasm. Then after that, we'll be studying one by one about the different cell organelles. Okay, so let us begin with the endoplasmic reticulum. ENDO, endo, PLASMIC, plasmic reticulum, RETICULUM. Endoplasmic reticulum. It looks like long network of membrane-bound channels. You can write in your copy, endoplasmic reticulum. Just draw the figure from anywhere from, you can get the figure of endoplasmic reticulum, make it, isn't it? And then you just write these points over there. It is made up of long network of membrane-bound channels. Okay. And there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. What are they? Smooth endoplasmic reticulum, that is written as SER, capital S, capital E, capital R, SER. And rough endoplasmic reticulum, that is RER, capital R, capital E, capital R, rough endoplasmic reticulum. So first, let us study about the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum, see, it looks like a long network of channels. If you look at the structure of cell, most part is occupied by endoplasmic reticulum. You can consider them as huge pipelines, isn't it? Moving from one part of the cell to the other. So the smooth endoplasmic reticulum does not have ribosomes. That is why it is called smooth. Ribosomes are fine dots which are helping in protein synthesis. So it does not contain ribosomes. That is why it is smooth. All right. Their main work is to produce lipids and proteins. What is SCR doing? SCR is producing proteins and lipids. What are lipids? Lipids are fat molecules. The lipids along with proteins, write down, lipids along with proteins help in making the membrane of the cell. This process is called membrane biogenesis. Biogenesis. See, SCR is making proteins and lipids. With the help of proteins and lipids, it makes the membrane of the cell. This process is called membrane biogenesis. SER, that is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, is found in plenty in the liver cells. All right. It helps to detoxify the effect of poison in the body. Very important work. It helps to detoxify or remove the effect of poison in the body. By chance, if anything poisonous has entered, the SCR tries to detoxify the effect. Okay. So in the liver cells, this happens. In the liver cells, SCR helps to detoxify the effect of poison. All right. They also transport material from one end of the cell to the other. They transport material from one end of the cell to the other. Then we talk of rough endoplasmic reticulum. So what is SCR doing? It doesn't have any ribosomes. It is making proteins and lipids. It makes the cell membrane. This is called membrane biogenesis. In the liver cells, it helps to detoxify the effect of poison. All right. And it helps in transport of material from one end of the cell to the other. Then we come to rough endoplasmic reticulum. The rough endoplasmic reticulum also consists of long network of membrane-bound channels. All right, same thing. This is also just like ACR in structure, long pipeline like structures in the cell, but it has fine dots called ribosomes. That is why it is rough. On these rough endoplasmic reticulum, you will see fine dots. And these dots are known as ribosomes. They help in protein synthesis. Okay, children. Then after that, they also transport, because they are pipeline-like structures, so they again carry materials from one end of the cell to the other. All right. They provide surface area. They provide surface area for many biochemical reactions in the cell. They provide surface area for many biochemical reactions in the cell. What is it doing? It is providing surface area for many biochemical reactions in the cell. It is providing a surface area for many biochemical reactions in the cell. Okay. And endoplasmic reticulum, all right, has lots of functions. First function, it acts as a supporting framework of the cell and maintains its form. It gives support to the cell. Just now we saw it helps in transport of materials, it helps in detoxification, membrane formation, protein synthesis, all these things we have written. So from wherever you can just take a figure of the endoplasmic reticulum, make it, and then these notes we have written, you just have to write it and learn it. Okay, children? All right, so stay safe. Then again, we'll continue in our next class further. All right, take care.